everybody, it's Christian from Triple C Management Games. So on today's comic book issue of the day, we are going to go over Spider-Gwen, Gweneverse, right? So if you don't know much about Spider-Gwen, you probably haven't been watching the movies in the last few years. So here's the deal. Gwen Stacy, pretty awesome. One of the main, reasons Peter Parker the way he is. Believe me, Gwen Stacy's the reason, not MJ. Let's just get that real, okay? Although MJ's pretty freaking smoking the new Ultimate Spider-Man. I said check out my last video, you'll see. Anyways, so on this series, this is a 5-part book series, I think it is. Yes, this is a 5-part book series. I apologize for the weird ambulance sound going by, but the ambulance here in Japan sounds like the weirdest toy you could ever had. If I had my kids at this toy growing up, I probably kick that thing to the curb. So anyways, so Gweneverse. Check this comic book out. And some things you'll see about this cover, it's pretty cool. It is number 1, volume 1, I believe, of this one, from 2022. So you'll see here's Gwen Stacy, or Ghost Spider, essentially, right? And you'll see some other characters in the background, right? And you'll see right here. So these are some characters that she actually takes on throughout the story. There are some things that go wrong in the multiverse where she's traveling through time and something happens. And her bits and pieces of her DNA get scattered across the multiverse. And, well, she now has to potentially kind of battle or deal with other people that are, other Gwens, essentially, that have taken on a specific characteristic of her personality in each different multiverse aspect, or each different universe, I guess you want to say, right? So in this book, you get the first full appearance of Thor-Gwen. You'll see, I don't know if you see Thor-Gwen. Hey, there she is. So there's Thor-Gwen. Thor-Gwen actually is pretty interesting. She's carrying the Majoran, the hammer, and it does reference Loki in here, but you gotta read the book to kind of find out why Gwen Thor is like a thing, okay? You also get to see Nightbird and Spider-Zero appearances. Now, I didn't know much about Spider-Zero, and Nightbird's this crazy character, just, I don't know. She has this team of 6 characters that she ends up summoning, and tries to use them throughout the book. It doesn't go into too much detail, but as you continue to read the storyline, Nightbird will have some more stuff going on throughout it. The Spider-Zero is pretty cool. I didn't know much about Spider-Zero until I read the book. And so Spider-Zero is kind of like this, I don't know, I want to say like this psychic, I guess you would say. So she sits down and she's sitting like crisscross applesauce, or us older people, we like to call it Indian style, like the real thing. Indian style. We'll just call it that way. No crisscross. Indian style. So it's not Indian style, and she does it with her hands. She does this thing like this here. And basically, she's pulling the spider web with her hands to kind of control the travel through the multiverse, I guess. Pretty interesting. Pretty cool character, in my opinion. But anyways, if you're a big fan of Gwen, or you kind of want to know some details about Gwen, I highly recommend checking up, Spider-Gwen, Gweneverse. But to get to this, you need to read the Spider-Verse series, because it talks about the death of Peter Parker in that one, okay? And that's something that she references in this book. I know it's not a spoiler. We all know that he dies in a bunch of different versions of this book, so I'm sorry if I spoiled it for you, but guess what? You'll be fine. I promise. Go out there, pick a copy of the book. Actually, what I'll do, tomorrow I'll do a video on Spider-Verse, so we know a little bit about that comic book series too. Anyways, check out this book series. A lot of really nice covers here. There are 27 variants to this specific cover. Ridiculous, right? But hey, some of them are pretty hot. So let's take a look here real quick. Some of these actually are pretty expensive, mistaken. So most of these are about $5 book. Pretty standard nowadays in the 2020s. You got a Peach Momoko version. You got a Felipe Masfaria. You've got, let's see what else here. You got some convention artwork, Mike Mayhew artwork. Looks pretty cool. She actually covered in like, she kind of looks like, so she's in a black and white her normal LiQWYD costume. She's got like a Wolverine mask on and claws coming up. Pretty cool looking, actually. Some were just her face on the screen, which is pretty neat. It's a variant copy there. A couple more where she's like crossing her legs, sitting on steps. Let's see what else here. A real nice $200 book. The 2022 Comics Pro exclusive. The cover's by Torrin Clark. Pretty sick looking cover, actually. I might have to invest in that cover. It's pretty awesome. So as you can see, 37 covers. I highly recommend going out and taking a look at some. This book has got beautiful, beautiful covers. A lot of them are going to be, gradable, displayable, I guess you want to say. So if you're not into reading the books, get this book to read, but then get some of the other ones that are just trade dress, something else at the back end. They don't have any words on it, so right, just the actual artwork itself. Recommend getting those, maybe get them graded, or maybe get those storage containers that have like a lid on top, or you can just still display them, pretty cool. But anyways, you got the artwork, pretty cool. The artwork inside the book is really good. The storyline is pretty intriguing because you kind of want to know like what happens to Gwen and who else does she meet as she travels through the Spider-Verse. Yeah, check it out. So anyways, let me know what you think. Hit that comment, hit the like and subscribe button. I'm up to 64 subscribers now. Woo! Maybe we're on our way to 75. That's a plus. Anyways, yeah, let me know what you think. Christian out.